A very good noon to all of you. How are you all? Am I visible and audible? Hi Shiva, good noon. I hope all of you are doing great. Right, so I welcome you to this session called Become a Pro at Pronouns. Right, so this is our grammar capsule series where we talk to you about different parts of speech. Right, so today is the session on pronouns. Good noon, Yogita. Hi, Shruti. Hello. All right. So, our effort today will be that we learn the concepts that are involved in this topic called pronouns, in this part of speech called pronouns, and then we implement these concepts to various questions. That will be our effort for the day. Right? Hello. Hi, Akansha. Hello, Kajal. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to expose you to various question types, fill in the blanks, error spotting, and through these we are going to learn various types of pronouns and what are the errors that can be framed. What kind of traps can the examiner lay for you when it comes to these topics? That's how we'll proceed. Okay. Good noon, Ajay. Good noon. Hello, Beardo Weirdo. Hi, Chetan. Okay, so what are pronouns? Yes, I, me, my, mine, myself. Yes, so many pronouns out there. Are we self-obsessed people who want so many pronouns just for ourselves? Yes? Or is there any larger purpose that they're serving? Hi Prasad, hello Maestro. Yes, I, me, my, mine, myself. There must be some purpose to each word out here, isn't it? So there must be some difference between I and me, yeah, and my and mine. There must be some specific usage of myself, right? So that's what we are going to learn today. Okay, what is the difference between I and me? When to use I, when to use me? Difference between my and mine? When to use myself? All these questions we are going to answer in the coming, through the coming questions, right? Okay, yes, Gen Z Mona Lisa, correct. All right. So let's have a look at our first question. So this is a fill in the blank. Now I want you to tell me out of the 5 options. So I've kept 5 options because some of you are preparing for MHCET right now. And in that exam, there are 5 options. That's why 5 options for every question that we have today. Okay, so tell me what is the correct answer keeping in mind the context. Yes. Let's see. Hello, RK. Let's see what you say. Fastest fingers first. Om says C. Beardo Weirdo C. Ruchi C. Shruti also C. All right. So there seems to be a flood of C in the chat box. Yes. Okay. So quite a few of you say C. What about others? There are so many students yet so few responses. All right. Perfect. All of you say C and you are absolutely correct. Now, how did you decide that, okay, instead of they, I should write them here? Okay, instead of themselves, I should write them here. There must have been some logical process that must have gone on in your mind. Okay, so you must have realized this, that when I say I should dash, it cannot be they, because here I need the object of the verb should. I need the object. They, on the other hand, or I, on the other hand, for that matter, or she or he, okay, we, when are these used? Yes, these are used when I need the subject of a sentence, the subject of a verb. Okay, so I, we, you, right? He, she, they, it. We use them as the subject of a sentence. That's why I cannot write they here. I instead need them. So what are the objective pronouns? Me, her, him, us. You remains you and it also remains it, right? So now these are the pronouns that are used as the object of a verb. That's why these are called subjective pronouns. These are called objective pronouns. That's the name that we have given them. Make sense to everyone? All right. So that's why it will be them here and not they. And I showed them the array of dishes, the range of dishes on the table, and told dash and told them. I told, see again, I told. I need the object of the verb told. So I cannot say I told they, right? I told them. To help. Now see, they will help. They will help dash. Right? So who is helping? They. And who is getting helped? The same person. The same person who is helping is also getting helped. Isn't it? So if I say I love myself, so who is loving? I. Who is being loved? Again, the same person. So when the same person is the doer of the action as well as the receiver of the action, that is when we use this self wala or selves wala structure, right? And therefore here we can write themselves only. We cannot write them. There is no such word as themselves. It suddenly can't become herself, right? Okay, so the only consistent answer here is them, themselves. And here I'll write themselves because the same person is the doer and the same person is the receiver of the action. Clear to everyone? So you should know the rationale also behind your marking some option. I know intuitively all of you know that C is the answer, but okay, this is the whole rationale behind it. Okay, and this is called a reflexive pronoun. Themselves is a reflexive pronoun. Okay, so I think now you understood I, me, and myself also. So we are not self-obsessed people. There are different purposes that these words serve. Okay, the second question. Quickly tell me what the answer should be. So a very easy question, this one. Tell me. Let's see who answers the fastest. Okay, Chetan says A, B, A, all right. Okay. Okay, so there are two lessons involved here in this question. Okay, I've got E also, B also, all right. Raj Amir is very confident. He says it should be E. Okay, let's have a look. So first of all, for animals, for birds, the general pronoun is not he or she. It is rather it. Okay, so for the dog here, when we are referring to a dog, the ideal pronoun is it again, not his. Okay, because see, one thing is that for animals in general we use it, right? Moreover, when you refer to an animal in general, you don't know the gender, right? So anyway, it makes sense to use it there and not him or her for that matter, right? So that's why we eliminated A. Now let's look at B and C here, which has lost it apostrophe S. What does this mean? It apostrophe S. It is actually a contraction of the words it is, or in very informal English, even it has. Okay, so it is. So it apostrophe S, do I want to write this here, which has lost it is hind legs? No, right? So even B and C cannot be the answers. Some of you said B and C. Okay. Then some of you said D and E. Now here both are the same. So it's a great decision. See, here I want to say it is a great decision, isn't it? So here I want to write it apostrophe S. And that's why E is the answer. It apostrophe S here and it without an apostrophe here. What does this mean? It is a possessive pronoun. It shows possession. Because who is the owner of these legs? Who owns these legs? The dog, right? The dog possesses these legs. So dog key legs will be its hind legs. ITS without an apostrophe. Remember this. Correct. Correct, Shivam. Absolutely correct. So I think this is an easy question. I hope this is clear now. For animals, the general pronoun that we use is it, unless the gender is absolutely specified to us, and it apostrophe S versus ITS. Okay. Now, an error spotting question. Spot the erroneous pair here. Tell me what the answer should be. Let's have a look. Okay, Vishal says A. All right. A and D, which is E. Atrangi says E. Shubhangi A. Ajay A. Okay. Kin, okay, says E. Harshada E. So we are confused between A and E, is it? Okay, I've got one D also. But primarily I see a narrowing down to A and E. All right. That means you've spotted the error in A. You've spotted the error in the first fragment. Yes. So what should I write? Let you and? You say let I and you. Okay. Okay. Let's take a very simple example. Let's. Now I said let us take an example. Okay. That's what I uttered. Let us take an example. Why did I not say let we take an example? Yes. I said let us. Us, remember, it's an objective pronoun. I just wrote down those pronouns for you. We is a subject, okay, whereas us is an object. So after let, we use the objective pronouns and not subjective pronouns, right? So you to theek hai because you remains you. You is you as a subject also. It is you as an object also, isn't it? So you is fine, but I is not fine. It should be me. Okay, so whenever you are confused like this, whenever there are multiple pronouns given like this, just break the sentence into two parts. Let you try, let me try. That's what you would say. Let me try, not let I try. So A is definitely erroneous. Okay, and good, those who said A and B, A is the answer. Because what is the error in the second fragment? Yes, some of you very clearly said A right in the beginning. So what is the error? Try and fix is an informal way of putting it. This is an informal way. Okay, try to fix is what I should write. Because if I look at it, if when I say let me try and fix, let me try and fix, it looks like you are doing two separate actions. Okay, let me try something and let me fix something. Whereas you are trying to do what? Trying to fix this. So it's the same task, right? If you want to indicate that there are two separate tasks, you're trying to do something else and you're fixing something else, then try and fix structure is okay. But if you're trying to fix this problem itself, you're working on this task itself, it should be to and not and. Okay, so here's a lesson in the correct usage of, when to use and when to use to, right? And here is a lesson on pronoun. So A is our answer. Perfect. Those who say to, absolutely correct. Okay, so A. Now let's have a look at this one. You have to identify the correct sentence from the following sentences. So that means 4 of them are incorrect. 1 is correct. Identify that for me. Yes. Okay. Let's see who answers the fastest in this one. Shubhangi, again, that's an informal way of putting it. In standard British English, we should say, please try to understand. Try and understand is a very informal way. It's a colloquial way of putting it. Okay? So, when you're writing, you should say, please try to understand. D, Delhi is what some of you say. You say that that is the correct. But Shiva says C. So, Shiva begs to differ. Okay. All right. Right, let's have a look. You are absolutely correct. The majority is absolutely correct here. D is the answer. Now let's see why not the others. And I'm really happy that nobody said A and B. Okay, because we just did this concept that when we need the object, I cannot use I. So the teacher scolded my friend and me. And again, if you're confused, just break it. Whenever you have multiple objects or multiple subjects, just break it. The teacher scolded my friend, the teacher scolded me. So the moment you see multiple elements being joined with and, break them. My brother went to watch the match. Me went to watch the match would be incorrect, right? Me went to watch. I went to watch the match. And this is a very common error that I see people making. So avoid this. All right. Now, see, between you and dash, I think I will be punished. So basically, when I say between you and dash, I mean, okay, see, this should stay between you and me. This shouldn't go out of this room, let's say. Okay, so between us, that's what we'll say, no? This should stay between us. We never say this should stay between we. So after prepositions, between is a preposition. Okay, after prepositions, we use objective pronouns. Okay, we do not use subjective pronouns. So I cannot write I between you and me. All right. So C is also erroneous and it cannot be the answer. Now, E, the message was meant for ourselves. Why suddenly the use of the reflexive pronoun ourselves? If we sent the message and we received it, then okay, the usage of ourselves would be justified. Okay, so here on the other hand, the message is the subject. Okay, and therefore the object cannot have ourselves. The message was meant for us. Okay, so D, Delhi is absolutely right. Could you lend me some money? Okay, so lend me. I needed the object, so it has to be me. You is the subject here. Perfect. So you've understood this. And now I'm assuming that subjective and objective pronouns are quite clear to you. The difference between it apostrophe s and its is also clear to you, right? So let's look at this other question now, right? And let's see what you say here. Error spotting. Okay. No, bache. Shivam, no, it cannot be that. Me and my brother, again, a common colloquial usage. In colloquial English, we accept it. In spoken English, nobody will question you. But me and my brother is also incorrect. My brother and I. Or you can say I and my brother. But this is more common. Okay, because not because of any grammar rule. This is common because of etiquette. You always put the other person first, unless the sentence is about taking blame. You always take blame first, but in all the other cases, you put the other people first. So you say my brother and I, and not I and my brother. But if let's say you did something wrong and now we are assigning blame. So I and my brother broke the vase. Okay, I and my brother broke the vase. then etiquette demands that you take the blame first. Okay? So that's how it works. All right. So D, I've got a, I mean, a flood of D's again. So absolutely correct. I think the concept is absolutely clear to you now. The concept of reflexive pronouns. She could not afford a lawyer, so she decided to represent herself because she could not afford a lawyer. So the sentence makes it very clear to me that she is representing herself and not someone else. Okay, so she decided to represent herself in court, and that is why D Delhi. So she is the one who is representing and she is the one who is being represented. The same person is the doer, the same person is the receiver, hence herself here. Okay, perfect. Sachin, Surbhi, Chetan, absolutely correct. Chalo, let's go to the next one. Question 6. Identify the incorrect sentence or sentences. Let's see what you say here. C, okay. Both are incorrect. Akin says both are incorrect. Beardo says one is incorrect. All right. Okay. So a lot of A's I'm getting. Okay. B. This is a love triangle question. Okay. So A, B, and what else did I get in the beginning? C. All right. Nobody says D. Nobody says D. Okay. Let's have a look. See this now. If let's first take a simpler example, then we'll come to this. So what do you think is correct? She is taller than me or I? She's taller than me or she's taller than I? Yes. She's taller than I or she's taller than me? Okay, Akin says me. All right. Yogita says me. Okay. So let's look at it very logically. Forget about grammar. See, in our colloquial English, in our spoken English, I know we say me. Okay, both you and I know this, that we say me. However, let's look at it very logically today. Two thoughts came to your mind. She is tall. I am tall. Yeah, you are comparing the height. She is tall. I am tall. Then you compared. So you realize that, okay, but she is taller than. She is taller than. Now join these two ideas. You realize that she is taller than. You joined this sentence with this sentence. So you will say, I am. She is taller than I am. Right? You'll never say she's taller than me am. Isn't it? So me is incorrect. And you must be wondering then why not write am? So for clarity, we should write am, but this am is often skipped. This am is often skipped and it is for some reason it is considered acceptable in English to skip this am. So she is taller than I is the correct sentence. She is taller than I. Okay. I understand that this must come as a shock to some of you because all our lives we have been saying she's taller than me. And if you say she's taller than I, people might think that you don't know grammar, right? But this is the correct answer here. Okay, so now that we have realized this comparison is clear. Okay, let me just give you one more example just to test you. We can run as fast as they or them. We can run as fast as they or them. No, Beardo. In standard British English, that will be incorrect. She's taller than me. Okay. Yes, Yogita, that's why I'm telling you this. So Akin says they, others. Mayur also says they. Again, apply that logic. Break it into two parts. We can run fast, they can run fast. Okay, so we now you compared and you found out that okay, equally hai dono ka. So we can run as fast as they can. And here again you've skipped this can, you're left with they. Perfect, perfect. So you've got this. You've got the case of comparison of pronouns. Okay. Now let's come to this question. She loves me. She loves me. Okay. Now let's see. She loves me. He also loves me. Oh my God, so many people love me. She loves me. He loves me. But she loves me more than he does. Okay, so more than. Basically, this loves me is implied here. It's skipped. So it makes sense. Yes, the first one makes sense. She loves me more than he. So there are two people who love me. Okay, let me put it like this. Diagrams make things easy. There are two people who love me. She also and he also. But she loves me more than he does. That is the meaning of the first sentence. It is absolutely grammatically correct. No error here. Now let's have a look at this. Now you must be thinking, ye to pakka wrong hai. If this is correct, then this must be wrong. But again, let's apply our logic. She loves me more than him. So here she loves two people. She loves me and she loves him. The meanings of the meanings of these two sentences are very different. Now she loves two people, me and him, but she loves me more than she loves him. So even this is correct. The meanings are absolutely different. Okay, interesting question. So neither is incorrect actually. Neither is incorrect. D Delhi is the answer here. Okay, both of these are correct. Neither is incorrect. When to know? Okay, so usually the questions that you get there, you have to see what is being compared. Okay, so for instance, when I said she is taller. Okay, so you have to see, okay, what is being compared? She is being compared. So she, now see, look at it grammatically. Now that you've understood the logic, she is a subjective pronoun, isn't it? You can compare a subject to another subject only. So here you can't write him because you are comparing whom? She. आप she को compare करो तो आप him से नहीं कर सकते हो. You can't compare a subject with an object. It has to be he. Okay. Then similarly, when we talked about running, we can run. What was being compared? We can run as fast as. Now, who is being compared? We. So you cannot compare it with an objective pronoun. You can't say them, you have to say they. So this is how I decided that, okay, it should be they and this should be we. Okay, and why the logic, why we are skipping this can is because it is being repeated here. The verb is in a way a repetition. That's why we skip it. Okay, that's the idea. So here you have to see, okay, what is being compared. See, more than here could refer to she also, could refer to me also. Right? So if him is written, that is your clue that it refers to me. Right? Hope this makes sense. Perfect. So D Delhi is the answer. And let's come to question 7. E, I mean, again, 5 options here. So let's see what you say. 5 options, A to E. Yes, Divyam. We basically have to realize what is being compared and that will answer. C, okay. E, all right. Okay. So it's C versus E in the chat box. A also I've got, okay. So there are two concepts that I'm trying to teach you through this question. First of all, the reason why. Is this structure correct grammatically? In fact, semantically also. Do I need the reason and then why after it? Doesn't the reason mean why? So, when you say the reason, you need not write why. Why then becomes redundant. This is redundancy. Okay. So, D and E both are incorrect. I can't understand the reason why. The reason that. The reason that. Not the reason why. Okay. Hope this makes sense to you. I know there is a show called 13 Reasons Why, but that show doesn't have to follow standard British English. Yes, it's a show after all. It's not a grammar lesson for you. So some of you must be thinking of it, but then grammatically it is incorrect. वो 13 reasons पर ही end कर सकते थे, उसको 13 reasons why नहीं required था. Okay? All right. Now let's look at A, B, C. I can't understand why my mother doesn't like me, myself, my going out to work. I think B should be eliminated right away. Yes, there is no reason to use a reflexive pronoun here. So it comes down to me and my. Should I use me? Should I use my? And this is now a lesson for you. This is a new concept for many of you. Okay, it's a concept that we learn when we study grammar. When we have this verb plus ing being used as a noun, verb plus ing being used as a noun. So here go plus ing, going, is being used as a noun. So what does the mother not like? What का answer कर रहा है ना? Going out to work. What does the mother not like for this person? So when we have such gerunds, these are called gerunds, verb plus ing structure being used as a noun. Before a gerund, you always use the possessive pronoun. So my mother does not like, my mother does not like my, it could be anything, my dancing, my singing, my reading. Okay. Although that's not the case, these are just examples. Dancing, singing, reading, right? So this dancing, singing, reading, what are they? Verb plus ing being used as nouns. They're all gerunds, and before gerunds you have to use the possessive pronoun. Just learn it. Just like after the prepositions it's always the objective pronoun, before gerunds it's always the possessive pronoun, right? So these are some advanced concepts. Okay, perfect. All right. If you still have any query, if you feel that, okay, I've understood it grammatically, but what's the logic? You can always ask me, okay? I can always explain further, right? Meanwhile, look at this. So if you do not study pronouns well, what happens? See the dire consequences. So this guy, where did you go? I was looking for you. I had to go change my baby's diaper. Do you mind throwing it away for me? So this guy says, no, I don't mind. And then look what happens. The baby is gone. So, what did this person understand? Yes. So, this person used it. This person used the pronoun it for what? Which noun there? It किसके लिए use हुआ था? Tell me. It was used for diaper. Diaper was the noun, right? Do you mind throwing it? What is the pronoun? What does this pronoun it refer to? It refers to diaper. But this person misunderstood because this person did not attend my lesson on pronouns, right? So what did this person do? Threw the baby instead. So when you say baby's diaper, when we say baby's diaper, the noun there is not baby. No, baby is rather functioning as an adjective here. It is telling me whose diaper. It is giving me more information about the diaper. It is the diaper that is the noun. So the pronoun cannot refer to baby. That is incorrect. The pronoun can only refer to diaper. Okay. So hope this is clear. So we need to study our pronouns well. Okay, let's have a look. Question number 8. Let's see what is the concept here. So again, spot the erroneous pair for me. All right. Let's have a look at question 8. Let's see what you say. Mohan has answered the fastest. He says D. Okay. Akin says A. All right. Business Maestro says B. Okay. What about others? Okay. A, D, B, E. All right. All right. Okay. So, pretty much everything I've got except C. That means you feel that 3 and 5, okay, 5 definitely does not have an error. That's what you feel. Yes. So, fitness bands which have a heart rate monitor have become cheaper. See, there's a comma here, and then I say, that is great news for your pocket and your health. Can I join two sentences using a comma? Is a comma that powerful? Commas are not that powerful. They can't be used to join two separate sentences. You need a semicolon for that. Okay. And if you are very stubborn about using a comma, then you have to use a comma with a conjunction. You have to use a comma with a conjunction. So, this would make sense here, and that is great news. Okay, this would make sense, but this does not make sense. So, definitely there is an error here in 3. Once you realize this, it does not help you a lot because it's only in B where we do not have 3. Now, what is the error in 1? 1 is erroneous here. So this is a new, again, lesson for you. Fitness bands that have a heart rate monitor. We should have used that here and not which here. Which brings me to this concept of that versus which. Okay. So when do we use this pronoun that and when do we use the pronoun which? When the information given is absolutely essential, such that if I deleted the information here, this part, if I delete this part here, the information given after which, for instance, then does the sentence remain the same? Have fitness bands become cheaper in general? No, right? It's a particular type of fitness bands that have become cheaper. That means this information is absolutely essential for me, isn't it? And when the information is essential, you cannot use which, you have to use that. So this was the error here. We should use that. Okay. So let me just change this to that. And here you can use which, because when is which used? When the information is non-essential, when it is additional. So my main point, the main point that I wanted to convey to you was that, oh, they've become cheaper, these particular types of fitness bands. Now, then I add to it, oh, which is great news for your pocket and your health. So this is an additional idea here. Okay. And that's why after a comma, I can use which. Whereas here, this was essential. I have to use that. Okay. So that is a great news. That is great news. News is usually uncountable. So we say that is great news. That's great news. Okay. In colloquial English also, you do not put a there because news is uncountable. We never say 1 news, 2 news, 3 news, right? So a is not correct. All right. So I hope this is clear to everyone. That versus which. If there's any query, please ask. Okay. 1 and 3 is the answer. Okay. Coming to question 9. So you have to identify the correct sentence here. I hope that versus which is clear to you. Now see that there are 4 incorrect sentences here. Eliminate them and you'll get your answer. Let's see what you say. Okay, some of you have already answered. Good, good. That was speedy. C, all right. What do the others say? So Bharat is back with his emojis. Okay, all right. B also I've got. Okay. These are very common sentences. Who are you kidding? Who am I talking to? We utter them on a daily basis. Yes. Whenever you pick up a call. So who am I talking to? Yes. So let's evaluate them today. Again, pronouns are full of shocks and new learnings. So B, C, D. Okay. So I understand that in spoken English we say, "Who are you kidding?" But first of all, the concept that I want you to understand through this is who versus whom. When to use whom and when to use who. See, in our spoken English, we rarely bother about whom, right? For everything where whom can also fit, we say who, right? We just don't care. So this is one of those sentences where in spoken English we don't care. But in written English, we absolutely care. Yes. So who is a subjective pronoun? You use it when you need the subject in a sentence, the subject of a verb. Whereas whom is an objective pronoun. Right? So look at this sentence here. Tell me what is the verb, first of all. Are kidding, the action of kidding basically. You are, let's say, joking. So instead of joking, I have written kidding here. So joking is an action, right? I am joking. So are kidding is the verb. Now who is the doer of this verb? You. So the subject is already there. Now you are kidding someone. Someone is the receiver of that action of your kidding. I need the object here. मुझे क्या चाहिए? Object, not the subject. So it should be whom. So that's how you decide whom are you kidding. That should be the sentence. All right. I have no Paytm account. The correct pronoun. If you've used the correct pronoun, if you're talking about yourself only, I have no Paytm account is fine. Okay. So whom is what is needed here. Now tell me, do you understand why B is wrong? Again, talking is the verb. I is the subject. Now I am talking to someone. How will you answer it? You will say, I am talking to him, isn't it? You'll never say, I am talking to he. You'll always say, I am talking to him. You'll use the object. So if in the answer you will use the object, then the question should also have the object, whom. Okay? All right. Now, let's have a look at E. A and B are clear to you? Jack is the man who we were discussing yesterday. Okay. So, here, Jack is the man. Now, who refers to this man? So, who is called a relative pronoun in this case? The nomenclature is not important. The concept and its application is. Look at this part here. Who we were discussing yesterday. Imagine it as a question. इसको भी question की तरह ही देख लो. Right? How would we answer this? We were discussing him yesterday. Let's assume this were a question. So what will be the answer? We were discussing him yesterday. Him. Okay. And not he. So if the answer is him, if the answer is an object, the question should be whom. Okay, MM से याद कर लो ये. If the answer is him, the question has to be whom. So Jack is the man whom we were discussing yesterday. Okay, not who. Eliminated, eliminated, eliminated. We are left with C and D. Okay. Now look at D. Look at this fragment after whoever and tell me, will I write whoever here or whomever here? They function in exactly the same manner as who and whom. Yes, a virtual toffee. to the student. About is not missing, Sachin. Discuss means to talk about. So discuss about is a redundancy. Okay. We discuss something. Discuss means to talk about. About already incorporated hai word mein. Okay. So Surbi, Yogita, Shruti, all of you get these Korean hearts along with some virtual toffees. Absolutely correct. It has to be whomever. Because again, look at it like a question. You want to date him, isn't it? You want to date him. So him hai to whom hai, right? Learn it like this. So it is C that is correct here. Those who said C, a pat on your back. Jack is one of those men who always help others, right? And here I understand that some of you must have thought it should be helps because we are talking about Jack who is one single person. But look at it. Okay, let's just dissect this sentence. I'm writing it here. One of those men. One of those men who always help others. So, see, I'm elaborating something here. I could simply say Jack is one of them. Jack is one of them. Right? I could simply say that. So, them likhte na, main plural. I would use the plural here. Jack is one of them. So, let's imagine these are the men who always help others. So, Jack is one of these men who always help others. Jack is one of them. So, who always help others ही होगा, helps नहीं होगा. I'm just trying to explain to you why help is correct and not helps. Okay? Because this description is about all these men here and not just Jack. Okay? All right. So, C is our answer. Okay, and even Friends for that matter, Divyam. In Friends, you know, Ross is obsessed with who versus whom. So there's this dialogue that Monica says, I remember, that, you know, Ross, stop being so pedantic. Sometimes it's who. Okay, so yeah, even Friends fans can relate to it. All right, the 10th question for the day. Let's see what should come here. Quickly tell me, fill in the blank, 20-second question, this one. Okay. A, all right, I've got A. It is unfortunate that dash of the two national political parties won a majority in the recent elections. If you say A, both of the two, do I need both of the two? Once you say both, that means they are two, isn't it? So, also this, both the national parties, that would be the correct construction. Both the national parties. It is unfortunate that both the parties did not win. Okay? Both the parties or both the parties won, whatever the case is. Both the national parties won. And moreover, if they won, is it unfortunate then? So use your logic also. Don't just use grammar in contextual vocabulary. So if you want to say both here, it is unfortunate that both the parties won. It's not unfortunate then, yes? So all the parties, each of the parties won, then it's not unfortunate, right? Has to be between C and D. So it is neither. Okay, when there are just two options, we use neither. When there are more than two options, then we say none. So had there been three parties here, we would have used none. Okay, make sense? So C is the answer here. All right. Now, look at this one. 11th question, again a fill in the blank. So now I just have some small little fill in the blank questions for you. Let's quickly do them. Yes. Both the houses are available at the moment. You can choose dash them. So either is a pronoun, neither is a pronoun, none is a pronoun. These are all pronouns. D Delhi, okay. Every of them would not make sense, yeah? Every of them. Both them, again, both of them would make sense, but both them, no. So you're absolutely correct. Either of them. All, no, because there are just two houses. So not all. And you can choose neither of them. If they are available, then why can't you choose, any of them? So D Delhi. Good. All right. Look at this and tell me which of the following parts is erroneous. Let's see. Again, this is a toffee worthy question. Okay. D, A, all right. Is mine. You feel that is mine is the erroneous part. Okay. All right, all right. So I think Pallavi has given the correct answer, right? Pallavi says that it is B that is erroneous and she is correct. Okay, B is the erroneous one here. So Pallavi, a toffee to you. Each of the girls who are standing on the stage is mine. This is correct. See, each is always singular. Each is always singular. So each is mine is an absolutely correct sentence. Okay, this is the main sentence here, the main idea that you want to convey. Each is mine. Each of the girls is mine. Now you wanted to describe the girls a bit more, right? So this is a description. This is an adjective. This is called an adjective clause if you want to go into the depth. So ये description है. Now, who refers to? It does not refer to each. It refers to girls. Just like Jack is one of those men, the same concept will be applied here. So if let's say, God forbid, I mean this is the number of the girls who are standing on the stage, right? So who are standing on the stage? Now I am saying the girls who are standing on the stage, each of them is mine. Okay, so each of the girls who are standing on the stage, because who refers to girls, each of them is mine. So B, Bangalore. Okay, yes, because of who it will be R. Perfect. Those who got it. खाते कैसे उसको? This you have to figure out. That's your homework, maestro. Right. Okay, let's look at this one. Tell me the erroneous part. Last question for the day, so show some enthusiasm. Okay. चलो चलो जल्दी से बताओ. Who will tell me the fastest? Let's see. Okay, Karan says E. No error. Okay. Yogita E. Ajay A. Okay. So I've got my correct answer also. All right. So it is D, Delhi. Akin answered the question correctly. Okay. So D and A both are erroneous here. See, everyone, they are not I mean, when you use it as a pronoun to refer to all the people present at a party, all the people present at a venue, you say everyone as one word. Okay, everyone present. Okay, so this was erroneous. Was questioned about. Now, when you say everyone, this is always singular. And you know, in our spoken English, we've started saying there. Facebook also, when you make a profile there, or on Instagram, when you make a profile, it refers to you also as they, because it does not want to assume your pronoun. So we are moving towards a gender neutral world that way. But our standard British English is far behind. So it says that everyone is singular, and that's why you have to use his or her. You cannot use their. So in written English, this is not acceptable when you are, particularly when you are being evaluated for grammar. So everyone and his or her, that's the error, and therefore D Delhi. Okay, make sense? This should be was, because it is always singular. So this was about pronouns from my end today. I hope now you have a hang of subjective pronouns, objective pronouns, that versus which, who versus whom, it apostrophe its versus its its, right? Then how to use each, every, everyone, etc. Okay, so I hope you'll not make errors in this now. And yes, if any of you is also preparing for CAT 23, then we also have a batch available for you. You can enroll in it now. The link is there in the description box. Okay, and I hope you've subscribed to the channel. If not, then please go and subscribe, and I hope you've liked the session also. For this batch that I just talked to you about, we have a scholarship, and if you perform well in this test, you can get up to a 90% scholarship. The test is on the 18th March at 7 p.m. You have to register for it in advance. And this is our session, our workshop session that will clarify all your doubts about what your strategy should be in the coming 8 months if you're targeting CAT 23. Okay, so do attend. And this series is already going on. So in case you've not been attending the sessions, please do. Okay, I have also conducted about 4 or 5 sessions of English here. So do watch those sessions. And yes, the next class is tomorrow itself, I believe. Tomorrow itself, yes. Okay, so this is something that we've launched recently because you keep asking about where to practice questions from, right? So we've launched a daily section-wise quiz for you, very relevant for those of you who are taking MHCT and CMAT. So you can just download the app and you'll get this quiz there, right? Okay then, welcome guys. I hope you had fun. I had fun teaching you, right? And I'll see you tomorrow itself at 12. And yes, do subscribe, download the app if you haven't, and stay connected. Okay, bye-bye.